It has been known for ages that there is just some type of power that just resides in the hair. Shit, Samson had to find out the hard way. But you take a motherfucker that hasn't had a haircut in a minute and you give him a fresh cut, oh boy, they coming out with all new personality abilities they didn't even know they had. Now, most antagonists are known to have very fucked up hair. I mean, just look at Conquest. And you can make the argument, why would something so arbitrary like a motherfucker's hair even matter? And on the surface level, you would be right. But in this context, it is a telltale sign that the nigga does not give a fuck about what he finna do next. God forbid other human beings' life. But what about an antagonist that doesn't look completely fucked up? Like, let's take Thrag for an example. The man who runs all this shit, who not only dresses clean as hell, but hair stays on point. My boy looking like he carries a whole bag of clippers on him, no matter the time or the place. You gotta respect it. That's a person you gotta look out for, and that's another reason why the war between the Viltrumites and damn near the rest of the universe is that much more intense. Cause after what happened with Conquest, I'm thinking to myself, there is no way this shit can get even more crazier. Like this is it. This is the moment. Motherfucker, this shit barely gets started. You see, you gotta fast forward a little bit after the shit that went down with Conquest to see that my man Mark is suffering now more than ever before from what I like to call superheroism, which every single A-list superhero gotta go through. And in Mark's case, it's bad enough that he already restrains himself from killing all these niggas, but you also top that with the fact that he has to get called every single time some shit goes wrong. Nigga, I'll be stressed and pissed out too. And what's really pissing me off is the fact that after having a long day of saving who knows how many lives, my man Mark can't even enjoy having a good meal without having to get that call back. Hey Mark, we need you. And boom, just like that, a good meal just going to waste. Motherfucker Caesar got all these superheroes on payroll, yet want to call on Mark for every single crime breakout. Like, man, get the fuck out of here with that shit. And then on top of that, since my boy in a relationship, he also got to deal with her bullshit ass family. They all eating, just looking sad as hell. And man, I understand why. Just look at what the fuck they eating. They eating this fake ass rubbery food shiny as hell. And the fact that Eve mama think that anybody gonna get full off this bullshit, let alone these two overly grown ass men, pissed me the fuck off while watching this. While everybody at the dinner table eating quiet as hell, Eve nudges at Mark to make some type of conversation with her pops.
So, Mr. Wilkins, Eve tells me you work in the furniture business.
Oh, well, I lost my job after the head office got demolished in Chicago. Oh, wait, you already know this, since you were the wrecking ball that took them down.
Dad!
We all know your boyfriend's history. No need to beat around the bush, is there, Mark?
I guess not.
It's not a crime to look out for your daughter. Especially when her boyfriend's got a history like yours.
History like mine's, motherfucker. Do you know how many times I say this earth? I say this bitch more times than Bill Russell has rings. Like, y'all, please tell this bald-headed bitch what the fuck would have happened if Mark said, you know what, since y'all don't mess with me, I'm just gonna let Conquest do whatever the hell he wanna do. Nigga, he would have made Eve's dad his bitch like they in prison together.
These green beans are incredible, Mrs. Wilkins. What do you, what do you put on them?
Now, Mark, you ain't got a lot to this lady. Me and you both know that this woman ain't put shit on this dry-ass plate. And still, despite lying about this woman's cooking ability or lack thereof, they still violated my boy.
So, you care about Samantha?
More than anything.
I hate that she's one of you people. She's still my little girl, you know. You'll get it when you have kids of your own someday.
And yeah, about that, it's not even too far away from this scene that it is revealed that Eve is not only pregnant, but Mark don't even know nothing about it. And Eve talking about, we use protection. I don't know how this happened. Well, I do. This scene right here, after Mark dealt with Conquest, I know Mark damn well did not give a fuck about using no protection in that moment, bro. But if getting his girl pregnant without even knowing ain't bad enough, throughout this whole entire show, it's been shown that Mark does not like to kill, even if it's necessary. And in just this season alone, Mark has been on the very edge of killing every single nigga he has had an encounterment with. And it's not until Mark and everybody else has to deal with these starfish motherfuckers, and by themselves, they ain't that much of a threat, but when put together, shit, at that point you might as well go to a whole nother planet because you ain't getting that shit back. But fortunately, before things can escalate to that point, Caesar and his team puts up this force field to stop the starfish from being able to spread out even further. That way they can all get neutralized from the inside out and save the people at the same time. And Mark faces a situation so specific, you got no choice but to feel bad for bro. Because while he doesn't want to kill nobody, he is literally put in a position to where it's looking like the only option. The force shield is literally on the verge of breaking. Caesar talking about it's at 1%. All while Mark can't do anything but stand here and wait while Bulletproof rushes over to him to hand him this disruptor to take care of all the sequence. And the problem, motherfuckers don't have that type of time to just stand here and wait. The shield is literally at 1%. And if that motherfucker breaks, the whole earth is cooked. So Mark makes the executive, and I mean very hard executive decision to end this man's life. This innocent man, they ain't had shit to do with nobody. He was just at the wrong place, the wrong time, but he had to go. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is one of my favorite scenes just in general. And another reason why I love Invincible, because it shows the reality of being a superhero. This shit is hard as fuck. It's not as simple as just stopping the bad guys and protecting the good people, no. Sometimes you're gonna have to kill some bad people. Sometimes you might have to fuck around and kill some innocent people to protect other people from a bigger threat. And I'm already knowing that I would have been failed as a superhero, man. The first week of my job, if I hear a couple hundred people bitching and complaining about the way I do my job to protect they ass, hey look, y'all can fend for y'all damn self, man. I take my talents to a whole nother planet. Fuck that shit. What y'all think, man? If you Mark in this situation, what would you have done? Now, while Mark has the burden of not wanting to kill, literally every other Viltrumite has the complete opposite effect. These motherfuckers love to kill so much that they literally indoctrinate this shit to children.
You. Why was the purge a blessing? Think well before you answer. You've seen what failure brings.
Because the purge made us stronger.
Correct.
Dog, these kids are literally growing up to hate life. They don't even get to have a childhood. Forget waking up Saturday morning to watch your favorite cartoons or during the midweek watching Bakugans, then Beyblades, then Ninjago. Like, no. They ain't worried about that. Their whole mission before the age of 10 years old is to slime out their teammates, my nigga. And on top of that, they stay mean mugging. Like, that's their default look. The only Viltrumite to literally smile is Conquest, and when he smiles, it's for all the wrong reasons. And it turns out that the man teaching these kids the way of hatred at such an early age is Nolan Grayson himself as a young adult. And as customary for all the Viltrumites, some shit really goes down when you become an adult. You see, we be thinking that life is hard when we become an adult, turning 18, having to get a job, figure out life, all that shit. And for us, life hits us metaphorically speaking. But for these niggas, life hits they ass physically. Cause tell me why as soon as Nolan got done teaching these kids what it means to be a Viltrumite, his parents pull up. And instead of saying some normal shit that a parent would say to their kid that they haven't seen in a minute, like, hey son, how you doing, man? I heard you're becoming an adult now. Buddy, how you doing? You know, some normal shit like that. No. They can't do that. They gotta do some crazy ass shit like trying to kill their motherfucking son. While Nolan getting jumped by his folks, peep the difference in the way that his parents are attacking him. Nolan's father is throwing hands. He just trying to rough up his son, right? This nigga mama, on the other hand, is something different, bro. She trying to chop this man up. Cause anytime in fiction where you got a character making their hand the shape of a sword, they ain't trying to talk to you. They ain't trying to fight square and square. I mean, fucking fair and square, goddammit. They just trying to kill you. Bruh, this nigga mama dead hates Nolan, dog. She is going 1000% try hard. Then his pops come up from behind and hits him with the Melvin chokehold, and as soon as Nolan decides to start fighting back, it actually does decently well. this nigga mama just cranks up the energy to a million gillion, bruh. Just look at the way she is charging up this punch on her son. First off, look at these thick ass thighs, bro. Y'all know the strength come from them legs. And dog, she is using up all the leg power in the world to charge this shit up. And then second, she gut checking the absolute fuck out of Nolan like she's Superman or something, bro. And Nolan gets jumped pretty bad. Like, god damn, nigga, like just shit. Like, look, I understand there's some, you know, ritual shit, but fuck, can y'all at least take it a little easy on the nigga? Nolan's mother charges at him again just to punch on his face, like that shit isn't already punched on enough. Then she decides to choke him out, but Nolan like, nah, I ain't finna go out like that. So he blinds her little ass, and he finally lands a real good hit on his mama. Y'all, tell me why Nolan's father does the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. So while his wife is getting sent back from a punch that his son landed on his wife, right? Instead of catching her, you know, making sure she alright, this nigga straight up slaps the fuck out of her ass, bruh. This one scene sums up how Viltrumites treat each other, wife included. Mind you, nigga, you dicked this girl down, gave her a baby, my nigga. She literally birthed your son, and it's how you moving? Nolan now is locked the fuck in. He on the verge of literally getting the upper hand on his pops. Until this nigga Nolan's mother came after his ass like goddamn Broly, my nigga. It stumps on this man's head full force like he a bug crawling on the floor or something. Punches him in hella times like this isn't the same son that she gave birth to, man. My goodness. Then she starts switching it up. She freestyling, going two hands, ball knuckles, then switches it back to one hand apiece. And oh my God, she hits Nolan with the move your hand out the way. That's how you know you getting your ass tore up. You and your mama or your dad know when you put that hand in the way to stop the ass whipping or to help it, bro, that makes them go even harder. And poor Nolan damn near finna die, bro. Like, I mean, this man is on the verge of death, and the only thing he can barely see is his mama full of anger for whatever the fuck reason, just trying to end his life. Until Pop said, hey, that's enough. Our son fought well. Now you would think Nolan's mother would be like, hey, you know what? You right. Our son did fight well, you know? No, she says this shit.
You're as pathetic as he is. I hope to never see either of you again.
Now that's what I like to see. Sarah's smile.
No, honey, don't say.
But if Nolan's day couldn't get any worse after he just got his ass beat by his folks, really his mama if we being real, niggas around him just start dying. I mean, coughing up blood, everybody going crazy, everybody dying some more. It's to the point to where damn near every single Viltrumite dies from this unknown virus. And not only did Nolan just have to see his race just completely die one by one, but he also had to see his own father die while he's dumping their bodies in space. Like, that shit is... whew, man. Now it makes sense why my boy hella stressed out. But if it's not stressful having damn near your whole entire population wiped out, it's even more stressful that Omni-Man is the one that gotta finish the rest of them off. And to do that, him alongside Alan with him go across all these different planets using every single weakness that the Viltrumites got against them. And with having damn near every single thing that they need to use against the Viltrumites, they're just missing one important person, and that's my boy Mark. Which, speaking of, after Conquest loses to Mark, he goes back to his peoples hella embarrassed.
Sire, if you will allow me to explain.
On your knees, animal.
I have failed you. My arrogance led me to be defeated by the boy and his witch. Make my death painful so others may learn and grow stronger from it. I beg you, Grand Regent Thrag.
No. No, I will not reward failure. You have work to do yet.
I ain't gonna lie, this a cold ass introduction. You know you gotta be a bad motherfucker to have a freaked out nigga like Conquest. Hella quiet, hella intimidated, mad introverted, like damn. Meanwhile, while Omni-Man and Alan are mainly on Earth to recruit Mark, Nolan uses that as an opportunity to kind of mend the relationships that he really fucked up when he was last on Earth. And what better way than to start with the one that you arguably fucked up the most? Yo ex. And y'all, Omni-Man is trying his best to apologize to Debbie, and it's just bad. Cause he telling her that he knows forgiveness isn't automatically and that it takes time, but like, bro, what the fuck is there to forgive? You literally massacred a whole city, damn near half the planet, bruh. And then Omni-Man, to make your situation even worse, you literally called your wife at the time a goddamn pet. Remember this?
Do love your mother, but she's more like a pet to me.
A pet? Now, obviously, after something like that, it makes sense why anybody that even used to be friends with Omni-Man is not only reluctant to talk to him, but fearful of the man. Even one of his best homies that made his iconic suit ain't even trying to talk to him. Like, he conversating with him, trying to catch up, you know, letting Nolan know, like, yeah, you know, you fucked up pretty bad. But through and through, once Omni-Man dips from the scene, bro is literally hunched over, out of breath, out of fear of his life. Y'all, let this be a lesson that you can spend your whole life building a legacy, something meaningful, something impactful, something people can not only hold on to, but find meaning in. But also, just like that, it can literally take less than a day to tarnish that same legacy, man. With everything going on, Mark cracks Eve one last time because he already got enough shit going on Earth as is. But now his father comes back and who the fuck knows how long, and then gets asked on the spot, hey Mark, you trying to take on Thrag and the rest of the Viltrumites? We get to go to space. Like, bro really got a choice. The right woman will hold you down, cause I know damn well Mark would have been offed himself if it wasn't for Eve, bro. But right before Mark leaves, literally right before he leaves, Oliver like, hey, I'm coming along too. Respectfully, Oliver, I hear you, but take your little ass back in the house, bro. You remember what Conquest did to you, my nigga? He had you looking fucking crazy. Now, granted, he did kind of have everybody looking fucked up. So in the end, they allow Oliver to go. Now that everybody's together, they all on the ship getting ready to get locked in for the fight that they think is finna happen in a little while. But little do they know that that little while is right the fuck now. Cause seconds later, explosions and shit start happening. And before anybody even gets the chance to put hands on each other, Oliver is already out conscious, and bro hasn't even been in space for what, an hour max? At this point, take your half Viltrumite, half bug life ass back the fuck home. But oh wait, he can't even do that because Conquest, Steve Harvey, and this random ass Viltrumite decide to join the battle. And Mark obviously thrown off like, whoa, hold on. I thought I killed your ass. In fact, I know I did because I turned you into a motherfucking bloater. How are you still breathing, man? Conquest weird ass tells him, this is what happens when you don't finish what you started. Oh wait. And look, let me tell you something. When a motherfucker call you a boy, like extra emphasis on boy, those aren't fighting words. Nah. Those are death words. Now I want y'all to know that when I'm watching this, I am rooting for Oliver. I want to see him win. I love the kid. But it's hard to do that when he is steady doing these dumbass decisions like this shit. He charging at Conquest with so much confidence, like, yeah, this time things are gonna be different. I'm old. No. Get your ass bitch slapped, bro. Now it's important to note that Conquest is like Fat Joe off of Def Jam. He is one of them characters that you cannot, by any circumstances, allow him to grab you, because if he do, it's over. And while Oliver did dodge them first 2 grab attempts, my boy did not dodge that 3rd one. And I get Oliver is still young, he still got a long way to go with this fighting shit, but goddamn, this nigga displays one of the lowest battle IQs that I've seen in a minute. Cause after Conquest has his hands on Oliver, he is steady trying to punch this nigga. And after, I don't know, the 50th or 100th punch, he is still trying to do that shit. Like, Oliver, if the first couple punches didn't land because, I don't know, maybe this nigga's big ass hands is on your head, how about you stop and just recalibrate, my nigga? And unfortunately, Oliver not even in a position to do that because he is getting his skull crushed the fuck in. And all he can do is just swing in the air while he's getting his eye sockets popped. With Mark normally being the one to save Oliver in a situation like this time it's his father doing it. You know, the same father that fucked his mama, who then gave birth to him, who he gave away to his brother, who then had to grow up with his ex while the nigga was nowhere to be found. Yeah, that same father. But him and Conquest going at it though, and while they playing tug of war with each other, Conquest tells him,
Nolan, everyone's favorite traitor. I get to kill you too?
Y'all, when I tell you that you're rarely gonna get any more examples of a man that loves the game of violence more than this man right here, I fucking mean it, because this man don't give a singular fuck what happens to him when displaying his love for the game. This shit is as pure as it gets. Cause after Conquest headbutts Omni-Man, he pulls out this move. And y'all know by now, when you see a nigga pull this move out, they're going straight for the fatality. But Mark wasn't having it, so he saves his pops right before he was finna get diced up, and he tells Conquest straight up, hey look bruh, I killed you once nigga, I'll kill you again. And the response that Conquest conjures up can only be justified as this nigga is a pure rage baiter.
Let's be honest, it was mostly your magic girlfriend. And how is she? I can't wait to taste her blood again.
Ooh, let me tell you, man, the Mark of this reality, once he heard that, his ass turned into one of them evil Marks on Conquest. The homie Mark bulldozes the fuck out of bro. And while punching him, Mark decides, you know what? Punching this big bitch with one hand ain't enough. So he lets go of his left hand and punches him with both of them bitches. Now hold on now, cause it gets even worse. Mark lets go completely of bro body, right? Comes back full charge, but this time with the most hate-filled elbows that I've ever seen out of somebody. This nigga damn near becoming a Sith Lord with the way he using all this hatred, man. And as you can see, Oliver is left speechless. He like, damn, I didn't even know my big bro got down like this. But now since Oliver a little boy, he ain't got the mature lungs yet. So Omni-Man tells him, hey look son, you see that planet right over there? I want you to go right there, right now. Just get the fuck away from the battlefield, please. Conquest sees Oliver trying to go to this planet to get some air. So he uses that opportunity to turn my nigga Mark into a springboard, which using that momentum, he not only catches up to Oliver, but he creates damn near the scariest image all year long. Dog, when I tell you, when I saw this shit live, my heart went straight to my feet, my nigga. And after the shit that Conquest said to Eve, Mark was not gonna let that shit go. So he not only saves his brother moments away from going into the afterlife, but he makes sure that by any means, Conquest ass is going into the afterlife, in this case, straight to hell. And nothing prepares you for the amount of dedication that Mark puts on full display. Mark got this big bitch pinned down, and he is dead ass trying to send him 6 feet underground. Conquest taps just not into that old man strength, nah, he taps into that ancient strength to flip Mark ass onto the ground. And while Mark is maintaining that pressure on him, Conquest tries to break his arms up off of his neck, but that shit ain't working. Then he goes to attacking his gut. That shit still ain't work. Then he goes up to his face to see if that shit gon' work. I mean, he is pounding this man's face in. Gut shots, head shots, and Mark is eating all them shits like a real motherfucking Viltrumite, man. This the face of a nigga that's willing to die over what he love. Cause Eve shit gotta be fire, bro. Ever since Mark got with her, this nigga been acting like a straight savage. So naturally, more than anybody else, Conquest is gonna put that savageness to the real test. And y'all, he is trying to do everything in his ability to get Mark off of him. He gut shotting him. He doing everything to get him off of him. That shit still ain't working. Cause despite getting all this damage thrown at him, my boy still holding on. But here's where shit gets even crazier. Mark deadass bites this nigga thumb straight off. Shit, even Conquest ass can't believe what he's seeing. And for him, the realization is hitting hard that Mark might dead win this fight. But this how you know Mark turned into something different. Now let's go back to that thumb that he savagely ripped off. At first, I thought Mark had swallowed that shit. Turns out not only did he not swallow that shit, he kept bro's thumb in his mouth so that Conquest can see how fucked up his situation was, so he can spit it out right in front of his face. Yo, Mark, I don't even know what to say. But y'all know these niggas will never allow Mark to have a good dub without him having to go through some crazy traumatic shit. So Conquest uses the remaining 4 fingers that he has and puts a hole in Mark. And even then, Mark is still not letting go. He is holding on for dear life. This old nigga with his fucked up teeth decides to go inside Mark's body and grab his intestines and drag them shits out slowly. All while Conquest is transcending his life to death. He is literally gutting Mark, like digging inside him. I'm talking about this nigga is grabbing so many intestines. I didn't even know it was this much intestines inside a human body, my nigga. I'm more so surprised by the fact that Mark is still drawing breath. You got motherfuckers that get shot one good time and they out of here. This nigga's whole intestines is just hanging out. And he's still alive? Like, this shit right here just looks fucking insane. With Conquest finally being dead and Mark still having, I guess, enough guts to, you know, somehow make it through, he's alive, obviously needing rest. And you know what? I don't even care if Mark takes 50 L's after this fight. He earned his stripes with this one. Fast forwarding while Nolan and Oliver is helping Mark recover. Remember, damn near the rest of the world is still going to war with the Viltrumites, but they're actually winning pretty good. Man, tell me why Optimus Prime is talking to the world leaders and he tell them, hey look, we actually are looking good to win this war. Dog, they talking about, but at what cost? Motherfucker, what the fuck you mean at what cost, nigga? It's war. And a much needed war at that, because you're dealing with the nigga that is keeping the skull of the Viltrumite's previous leader, and he is talking to that shit like it's a diary on the daily. That alone lets you know the type of enemy that you're dealing with, and y'all want to be crying about some lives lost? Bruh, that ain't shit in comparison to what the Viltrumites is finna do next. Cause next, while Thaddeus and the rest of the world leaders talking about this war coming to an end very, very soon, boom, goddamn big ass laser beam just shoots up out the sky. Everybody hella confused like, man, what the fuck just happened? Motherfucker Thrag is what happened. He literally rains upon these innocent people that ain't did nothing to nobody and tells them to do what they do best, and that's just fucking some shit up just because. While Krieg out here killing these people without a single thought, he shouts out, hey, where's the traitor at? Referring to Thaddeus, who damn near single-handedly wiped out the whole population of Viltrumites, bro. And nigga, Thaddeus must have been waiting for him to say that shit, because before he can even finish the sentence, he sneaks the fuck out of this nigga from the side. Man, he started beating him the fuck in, not only showing Krieg, but anybody watching, and I tell you this all the time, that you cannot sleep on them old niggas, because them the ones that's gonna whoop your ass. And then on top of that, once Mark, Oliver, and Nolan showed up, oh, it was a wrap. Because the first thing that they did was destroy Thrag's ship, but surprisingly, he wasn't as pissed off as the ship being blown up, as he was more so concerned about Argyl's skull being collected intact. Like, dog, the nigga has been long dead before anybody watching this goddamn show was born. Let it go. And that goes without saying that he does retreat for now. And yo, this shit somehow gets even darker. Now, normally when somebody makes it to the top at something or rule over anybody or anything, they gotta have some type of qualities that ain't nobody else got, or they ain't got it to them extremes. So when the Viltrumite's previous leader, Argyl, died and Thrag took his place, you would think that on the day of this man's death, these people would at least be like, okay, you know what, y'all, look, for one day, we're not gonna kill, we're not gonna do any type of crazy shit, just for one day. Instead of mainly mourning this man's death, Thrag and everybody else is so focused on revenge that it causes Thrag to do this.
Even in death, Emperor Argyl shows us there is a sickness in our society, poisoning us from within. We will cut this cancer out. You, might you also betray us someday?
I mean, what did he say fuck me for? Say fuck that nigga.
I will not, Grand Regent.
I do not believe you.
Dog, why would you kill my brother like this? He ain't did nothing to nobody. Like, what is the point in asking, bro, hey, are you down with us? And he says, yes, obviously, and you just gonna kill him anyway. Like, man, I promise you, once mugs get a promotion, God forbid become king of a whole civilization, they just start doing shit just because. Which is exactly what these people do. They just start killing everybody just because. Like, it just gets to a point to where they all start competing with each other to see who can do the most brutal fatalities possible. Mind you, all of these niggas are already on the brink of extinction. So I don't know if massacring damn near the rest of your race is the best possible course, man. Now fast forward back to the present day, he hyping up his people, telling them,
we will take our rightful place in the galaxy as the universe kneels for us, as it was meant to be. For all is ours.
And let me tell you, he meant that shit. Cause when everybody pop out to Viltrum to end this war, the first thing that they notice, just like anybody else who's watching this show also noticed, is that there is a whole ring of floating dead bodies covering the planet. Now you can call me an ain't shit nigga, but if I'm at war and I go to my ops planet and they got that shit covered with nothing but dead bodies, yo, I'm gone. Now they go through the dead bodies, and through the dead bodies is Thrag, and he just out here floating, just waiting on him. It ain't even like he's sitting back on his throne, waiting for him to come to his throne room. No. His ass took the initiative to come out to space with his peoples and sit and wait for him there. And while everybody is fighting each other going crazy, I want you to really keep this in mind. Thrag ain't saying shit, he ain't doing shit. All he is doing is floating in the same spot that he has been the whole entire time, just watching. Now that's a power move, because Thaddeus dumbass sets up Omni-Man and tells him, hey yo bro, now's a perfect time to strike Thrag. Bro, Omni-Man is flying full speed at Thrag, and while he is flying at him, getting ready to punch him, Thrag is not even giving him the smallest sense of acknowledgement. Cause now you finna see the power of a good ass haircut. This nigga uses Ultra Instinct to nudge himself an inch backwards. Then he goes on the offense. And he barely does that because with just one punch, just one punch, he gut shots Nolan so motherfucking hard that it sends this nigga all the way into the planet's orbit, all the way down beneath the goddamn clouds, all the way down to the motherfucking ground. Then he starts to talk with Nolan. He invites Nolan back to the throne room so the two of them can talk some more. In the throne room, while they're talking, he tries to get Nolan to join the Viltrumites' cause. He tells Nolan his whole disposition. Since our people are dying out, we need to protect our people now more than ever. So saying that, he ain't really trying to kill Nolan like that. But that don't stop him from hurting this nigga, because when Nolan declines, my nigga, when I tell you, this nigga bust out a move I didn't even know was fucking possible in this show. This motherfucker turns into an airbender and sucks Nolan into this wind vortex and punches him so motherfucking hard again that it sends him back out into space. But this time Nolan is flying so fast, dog, he can't even stop the momentum. First off, how the hell do you even have the ability to figure out that you have the power to control nature, bro? Second, we not just finna slide past the fact that this man went from ground zero to space in less than like what, 10 seconds, bro? This means that this man punched this nigga so goddamn hard that he had to at least travel a speed of over 100,000 miles per hour, bro. So after displaying that insane amount of power, here you got Oliver, good old Oliver, just right there ready to fight this nigga. Like, motherfucker, did you not just see what he did to your pops? Oliver, let me talk to you real quick, man. Now, when you first fought Conquest, I let you shoot whatever shot that you wanted, right? Cause you ain't know no better. You was a little kid. Now Now you fought so damn much, you even complained to Mark about the amount of times that you had to fight these bad guys. So clearly, now you got a lot more experience under your belt. So here comes the second time around with Conquest. You then again start shooting some bullshit ass shot that you know damn well you had no business shooting. Now, Oliver, I want you to answer me this. If you shooting up some shots and all them shits are airballing, why would you keep shooting? You already airballing niggas Conquest, old ass. What the fuck you think Thrag gonna do to you? Nobody told you to shoot this shot. So now he realizes that he fucked up bad. Thrag crushes all of his fingers, and while Oliver is trying to run, Thrag was like, nigga, where the fuck are you going? Then after Thrag grabs Oliver, he brings him in closer to him so that he can rip not only his arm off, but damn near his whole face off. Oliver out here just floating in space, just looking crazy. Once Mark sees this, you know he gonna try to hurry up and save his brother. Bro, Thrag didn't even give him the courtesy to do that. He literally teleported to Mark and redirected his ass. Tells Mark not only Oliver was a failure, but that is no brother of his. Mark comes back and tells him, nigga, I killed Conquest, I will kill you too. And all Thrag says back to him is go right ahead. And Mark does that. I mean, he charges right at him, full speed, full punch strength and everything. And this nigga decides to block Mark's fist with his hairline. He quite literally hurts Mark's hand without even doing anything. Yeah, at this point, he just toying with Mark. He allowed him to punch him, which ain't do shit. He hits him back at what looks like 1% of his power. But bro, it was so hard hitting to Mark that it caused this man's head to start ringing. And yo, tell me why Thrag hits Mark with the most disrespectful two-piece combo that I think you will ever see in this show. He not only guts check the hell out of Mark, causing him to cough up blood, but then he grabs this nigga by the motherfucking tonsils. By the tonsils. And then big slaps Mark like he his son. Now after that, everybody like, okay, fuck fighting Thrag, we finna do something else. And that something else is to literally join forces to go through these niggas' planet and blow that bitch all the way up. And I can tell you right now that when I was watching these niggas blow up this planet, not super fast and instant, no, hella slow, hella dramatic for everybody to see, the first and only thing that I could think of was, these niggas are finna die. Somebody finna die. I don't know who the fuck it is, but bro, somebody is dying. Because after these niggas just blew up the whole planet, they just sitting there floating like they just won the whole war. Like, nigga, if y'all don't run, cause Thrag moves these rocks out his way, and in literally an instant of a second, I'm talking going so fast that Omni-Man and Mark Grayson, they can't even react to what the fuck going on. This nigga fucking tears Thrag's head completely off, and then makes that bitch go pop. Now, you know a nigga like me, man, after seeing some shit like that, I would have been like, hey, Thrag, you still trying to, talk things out? Let bygones be bygones? Thrag obviously wasn't feeling that shit because he couldn't wait to get his hands on Omni-Man. Y'all, look at his hands. These the hands of a nigga that's getting ready to kill. And this time he makes sure he doesn't go OD in one type of nigga. So instead, he just start beating the brakes off of Omni-Man. And even though bro freed himself up from the ass beating temporarily, dog, it didn't do shit. Thrag coming back at full speed and Omni-Man looking over to his side like he's still over there like, buddy, you need to look up. That nigga is on top of you. And he is blowing his back out, hitting him so hard that you probably can hear the punches in a whole nother solar system. But to make this situation even worse, Thrag activates the Superman special off of Injustice and really starts fucking with Omni-Man, hitting this man back and forth like he just playing a game of ping pong with himself. Mark comes back to get another shot at Thrag, but it ain't really do shit cause Thrag once again hit him with a nasty two-piece, which he just did just to get Mark out the way so he can get back to really putting his anger and his fist on Omni-Man, who's out here resting like he doesn't have a bloodthirsty motherfucker trying to kill him. And Thrag like, we ain't done yet, so he gets right back to what he was doing, which is whipping that ass, and he is docking this nigga over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Now at this point in the fight, the situation for Mark and Nolan is just looking crazy. These two are clearly outmatched. But despite that, Nolan like, okay, look, my nigga, if you not gonna hit me, I'm gonna hit you first. So he charges towards Thrag, Ain't do shit. Thrag like, Mark, I whipped your dad ass pretty good. Now it's your turn. Yo, when I tell you Mark wasn't having it, he tried to skedaddle so motherfucking fast, but Thrag was like, no, boy, get your ass back over here. Like, this whole scene is just straight up a horror movie. From the fear on Mark's face to the way Thrag grabbed this boy's head like he a little kid for real. And right before Thrag is just finna straight up dismantle Mark's face, out of nowhere, Omni-Man comes back out and lands a good ass punch on Thrag. I think for the first time in this whole entire episode, this has been the first attack that actually not only landed, but actually did some shit. But as they say, for every good thing that happens in life, there's gonna be a whole lot of bad shit that happens. And boy, do a whole lot of bad happens to Omni-Man. Cause as soon as I see this man looking at Mark all sentimental and shit, I'm already thinking to myself, oh yeah, he finna get done dirty. Which is exactly what happens, because moments later, Omni-Man gets speared straight through his body. And if the man ain't out here looking crazy enough, Thrag disrespectfully, ever so slightly, pushes Omni-Man's head up off of him like he just trash. Guts hanging all the way out, floating. Mark, on the other hand, sees what the fuck just transpired and he completely loses it. So he hurry up and goes towards Thrag and punches that nigga with everything he got, which still ain't did shit. Bro turns around and looks at him with the meanest mean mug possible, like, don't ever disrespect me with that weak shit again. He grabs Mark's neck and hits this man so hard. Yo, I think at this point, Mark dead starts seeing heaven. And to finish him off, Thrag takes both of his hands and slowly, and I mean very slowly, start to cave this nigga's thumbs into Mark's eyes. And I know Mark is pissed. He probably thinking, bro, why come you couldn't kill me fast like the other nigga, man? Why come you gotta take your time with me caving your thumbs into my eyeballs? But fortunately for Mark, the only reason that Thrag even stopped was because he looked up and saw his planet destroyed and realized that we really all that we got left. So with Thrag and the rest of the Viltrumites dipping, leaving Mark and Nolan's bodies just floating for hellas, they eventually get found and picked up by Alan and the rest of the crew. And while everybody recovers and head back to Earth, especially Mark with the quickness. And when I tell you that PTSD ain't nothing to play with, bro, Mark starts suffering from that shit off the bat. Because every single, and I mean every single conversation that Mark has with damn near anybody, he starts breaking down and having these visions of Thrag doing the most heinous, committing the most craziest, performing the most insane, brutal, gorte things that you can possibly imagine. It gets so bad to the point to where Eve like, hey Mark, I think you should probably just fly and, you know, clear your mind. So he does that. And while Mark is out here flying thinking maybe the Viltrumites didn't come to Earth like he anticipated. That is until he sees this nigga.
Yes, we are here.
And yo, Mark starts having a whole breakdown, and you know it's evident because he doing the same thing that he did out in space. He charging towards Thrag, trying to punch him in the face. Don't do nothing. So he pulls out the Oliver method and just starts spamming punches like it's gonna do anything. Mind you, Thrag is just allowing him to do this, because then he starts to display the difference between his power and Mark's, and he starts to dodge this nigga's punches with his eyes closed. And then after dodging Mark's last punch, Thrag side eyes Mark so cool, so callous like, "Aight, nigga, that's enough." He once again little boys Mark and palms this nigga head like a basketball, just sending his ass flying. And he lets it be known, hey look, I'm not trying to fight, I just came with a simple proposition. You give up right now, my peoples won't hurt you. All we want in return is to be able to fuck these humans and make some more babies. Now we can do this the easy way, where you just let us be, or we can do this the hard way. And you don't want to do it the hard way, because the hard way gonna involve me and the rest of these Viltrumites killing every single motherfucking loved one that you have on this planet. So what's it gonna be? Now, I'm not gonna lie, I thought Mark was gonna be a dumbass and pick the hard way, because I'm thinking, bro, why are you trying to fight this nigga? You can't win. Shit, all the time you spent on Earth when there were no Viltrumites that you knew of, you should have been training instead of fucking Eve. But thank God, Mark realizes that he just can't win all of these battles, so he yields. And he allows Thrag and the rest of the Viltrumites to not only be on Earth, but to fuck as many humans as possible to create more Viltrumites. Now I gotta ask this, let's say you fucking or getting fucked and you find out that the person you messing with is a whole Viltrumite. What you finna do next?